Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
What's up, world? What's up, tribe?
Happy Sabbath.
Shabbat, shalom.
Yes.
Everybody else say Shabbat, shalom, but they saying Sabbath rest. It's still the same a little bit. So today, me and Chief Hacha is here, and our discussion is where are we today in basics in our reality, where we stand at today for our tribe, for our nation, things of that nature. Anything you want to
say? I just would like to let everyone know that we'll be doing this by the helps of the Most High God every Sabbath, and we'd like you all to join us. We'll probably just do the video and then we'll upload it on YouTube. If you have any questions, just put your questions in the comment section and we'll be sure to answer you right away, as soon as we can anyway. Chief Atali, we're going to start in Isaiah.
You want to open up with a prayer? Want to pray first?
Yes, I'd love to. Holy Father, we thank you and praise you as we always do. We lift you up to the highest, shall put no God before thee and none beside thee. God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is the God that we serve all of our days and into eternity. Thank you, YAHAWA. Thank you for just being our God. In your Son Yeshua name, I ask that you would guide us today. Guide this session, this video. Guide every word that come out of our mouths. Help everyone that hear our message receive it. In your Son Yeshua name. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Abanawa Shabbat Shemayim Kordash Haya Shamka Yahawa Hamalak Wafnawa Taba'a Ratazaya Nawa Haya Isha Ba'arataza Kowo Haya Bashamayim Lathamba Nawa Lakum Kal Yawam Kasalak Nawa Kaba Wafya Nawa Wasalak Nawa Kaba Wafya Nawa Wala'a Kabaya Nawa, Bon Nasaya Wan, Abal, Hawashaya Nawa, Mayan, Rai Kayai Lanawa, Hamalafwa La Allah, Wahata Paraf wa Awalamyum, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom.
And Shalom. Okay, we're going to start in Isaiah chapter 43. And remember, we're talking about where we are today in history. 42, I'm sorry. We're going to start in 42. And we're going to talk about where we stand today in history is our subject. And Chief Atali is going to, he's going to start out reading chapter 42, Isaiah.
Y'all ready?
Go ahead.
Is y'all ready? Y'all ready? Behold, my servant whom I uphold, my chosen in whom my soul delights. I have put my spirit upon him. He will bring forth justice to the nations. He will not cry or lift up his voice or make it heard in the street. A bruised reed he will not break, and a dimly burning wick he will not quench.
Okay, would you like to collaborate on that a little? Especially there where the bruised reed.
Well, if you, here, let's look up the bruised reed. He will not cry or lift up his voice or make it heard in the street. A bruised reed he will not break. So basically, the reed in Hebrew was a cane. Dry reeds are canes.
Mm-hmm. So when he's talking about
this is not merely a break in the skin externally, but rather a break internally. So it's something like a break, not on the skin, not on the surface.
It's like a hurt inside, like a sickness or a hurt or pain inside of the body. Okay, so we're talking today, about the servant, my servant whom I uphold. When he's talking about that, Chief Atali, and his chosen in my soul. Who do you think he's talking about?
He got a servant that's gonna come and help the nation, that's gonna help us out. He's talking about, I believe he's talking about this is the Old Testament, so he's talking about, the Old Testament would call it Jeebus, but he's talking about the Messiah here.
The son of David.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Because the Bible says that the offspring of David is going to come back and rule the kingdom of the Most High God along with God. Go ahead. I think you didn't finish 40.
I'm on, 43 and 3. A bruised reed he will not break, and a dimly burning wick he will not quench. He will faithfully bring forth justice. He will not fail or be discouraged till he has established justice in the earth, and the coastlands wait for his law.
You know, he talks about the coastland a lot.
Yeah, he like talking about that coastland.
Yes, the coastland. And
you know, we
also,
on the coast, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, and he said he's going to give Judah the coastland. Say, Judah will possess the coastland. Did you read that?
Not. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know. I mean, you witness what I'm saying is correct. And he says it more than once in the word, you know. And all of you who know the Bible, who's been, real read in the Bible, then you know what I'm talking about too. 5.
Thus says the Most High God, the Most High, who created the heavens and stretched them out, who spread forth the earth and what comes from it, who gives breath to the people upon it, and spirit to those who walk in it. I am the Most High God. I have called you in righteousness. I have taken you by the hand and kept you. I have given you as a covenant to the people, a light to the nations, to open the eyes that are blind, to bring out the prisoners from the dungeon, from the prison, those who sit in darkness.
Stop right there. So he's building a kingdom of righteousness through his remnant that he have left on this earth. So he says that he's going to even go into the prisons and the dungeons to find his people, because he realized his people are just scattered everywhere and need redemption. But we are now free. We can come out from the curse now, you know, because it has been broken. The curse is no longer exists. So now it's going to take a while for us to really come forth, but that's what we're going to have to do.
In the same way the curse worked on us, like when the Most High God first put the curse on our ancestors, it didn't happen like in one day.
No.
It took time. First, them ships started coming. They started seeing omens. They started fighting. They started losing the land, and it started happening. So it's the same way. It's vice versa, same way, but with the curse is broken. The yoke is off our neck.
Yes, that is so true. And I would like to say also that it's very important in this end time that we keep our soul clean. It's very important that we look for righteousness, that we try and please the Most High and give up our will for his will. Whatever he will us to do, that is what we do. We're no longer going to break the curse, going to have the curse put upon us again. He said in his word that this is our last enslavement. So we're going to get it this time. Go ahead. I think you were on 8.
I am the Most High. I am the Most High YAHAWA. That is my name. My glory I give to no other, nor my praise to graven images. Behold, the former things have come to pass, and New things I know, I now declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them.
Yes, he does. That's what he's doing right now. He's telling us what's going to be. He's telling us what he's going to do. He's telling us that his people has returned, at least remnants of his people have returned to him, and how he is going to establish his kingdom through the remnant that he left here on this earth.
Yep.
Okay, 10.
Sing to the Most High God a new song, his praise from the end of the earth. Let the sea roar and all that fills it, the coastlands and their inhabitants.
Yes, he gave us the coastland. The coastland is ours, but through slavery, we were run off the coastland, and it was taken by others, but we are coming back. Go ahead, 11.
Let the desert and its cities lift up their voice. The village that Kedar inhabits. Let the inhabitants of Silla sing for joy. Let them shout from the top of the mountains. Let them give glory to the Most High and declare his praise in the coastlands. They love these coastlands. Yeah. He keep talking about the coast.
Coast is
we gotta
ours.
talk about that.
It's ours.
The Most High goes forth like a mighty man, like a man of war. He stirs up his fury. He cries out. He shouts aloud. He shows himself mighty against his foes. For a long time I have held my peace. I have kept still and restrained myself. Now I will cry out like a woman in travail. I will gasp and pant. Yes. I will lay waste mountains and hills and dry up. And see, that's how you know a woman could act up. That's what he just say. I could act like a woman. And travail.
No.
Like,
What he's
gonna tear it up.
A woman having a baby is painful.
And it's painful. And he mad. And they be mad about it.
We are screaming out. We want our inheritance. When are you coming, Father? This is our prayer. Help us, Father. Go ahead.
That's crazy right there. I might got to read that one over.
Go ahead. You didn't finish it.
Now I will cry out like a woman in travail. Like, y'all hear that? Like, come on, like that. The explaining of it. He can't, because a woman is so emotional. He have to mention he's gonna cry out like a woman. He's gonna act like a woman because you gotta understand it's dramatic.
Yeah, I know.
Like it's feelings and emotions. So he's telling us that's how he's gonna be in those times. It's gonna be really emotional.
In these times, it's very emotional. And for his people and for all the nations are at war against each other. And while they're at war and tugging and fighting each other, it is our time to gather our tribes. It's our time to dedicate ourselves, to come back to him, to redeem ourselves as to who we are and who we were as a people. He said our hearts are incurable. So we know that we will not receive any cure until he step foot here and spiritually inside of us, until he is manifested himself in us. That's how he's coming, returning. He's returning to a people. Go ahead.
I will gasp and pant. I will lay waste mountains and hills and dry up all their herbage. I will turn the rivers into islands and dry up the pools. And I will lead the blind in a way that they know not, in paths that they have not known. I will guide them.
So what do you think he's talking about here when he says that he will lead the blind in a way that they never knew? He
will lead the blind people that is blind to this word, the people that don't understand the word. They blind to this whole manner of basically of the whole Bible. They blind to it, but they have a good heart.
Yes.
So he's gonna guide them.
And they could be Gentiles, not just tribe.
Yeah.
But Gentiles are endrafted in because of our disobedience to our God.
Yeah.
So we now there get part of the inheritance.
And I want to speak on that too. It was a tribe we was trying to litigate with about basically joining together. And the only thing that kept us in the tribe apart from joining is it was we accept Gentiles. So that was you know, yeah, that was so she was basically stating like we shouldn't accept them. They did this. At the end of the day, see everybody looking at it physical. Your people did me like this, blah, blah, blah. And you can't really look at it like that because we got to look in the spirit. We got to look in your heart. We got to see what it is. And it's some people who have good heart who are Gentiles, like literally. Then you have some Hebrews who are evil. So they won't. So it's Hebrews who won't make it into the nation also, but it's Gentiles who will make it in, and it's some who won't. So it's like you got to look at it the individual character. You can't put everybody in a boat.
And the Bible says so in Isaiah 65 and 66. He said he's going to endraft some Gentiles. He said when he save us from his wrath, he said there's going to be other people with us. So we know that it's not going to be just the 12 tribes. People, he said he's going to judge them by their heart and their ways. Because, you know, we could say anything, but what do we do every day? We could say holy, holy to the Most High God. But then what do we do behind closed doors when we get where people can't see us anymore? What kind of things come out our mouths and thoughts in our minds? We have to be clean inside and out. We cannot be half clean. It's like half washing a plate. No, he wants you to be totally clean. He said no dots, no spots, no blemish should be in your spirit. You should have none of that. That's trash. And we have to shake it out of us. Let's go on. This is good.
I want to touch on that too. With getting everything out of us. It's just like when you a child, let's just say when you was little, and let's just say your brother and sister, they get a toy or something, right? And you don't get it. So off top, you feel like you're supposed to get that toy, whatever the case is, right? So you feel that little thing in your heart, and you be like, oh no, like that's supposed to be mine. You feel some kind of way against your brother or sister, immediately you need to check that. Yeah. Because that little piece that how you feeling, it could grow. Yes. And if you let it grow, it grows into your adulthood. And then it'd be even harder to really control it. Yes. Once you get it up there. So you gotta, if you got kids, check them kids now. You know what I mean? Yes. Because it'll grow the same way if you break an arm and you never exercised it, it's gonna grow up to be crippled because you never exercised it. The same way with your internal character. You gotta check that. Yes, and let me respond to that, what you just said. It's so true that we have to do it, but we have to not feed into sin. When sin enter or something that you know is wrong, it's matter of fact. I'll use the reference of David when he looked out on the balcony and saw Bathsheba bathing. He come every day to watch her. He was feeding into that. If he had to turn his head and not go out and watch her every day, he wouldn't have sinned and killed her husband. So because of that, God took their first child, Bathsheba and David. But anyway, you have to understand that sin all starts somewhere, and you want to nick it in the bud before it gets started. So don't feed into sin. Don't feed into it. Go ahead. Well, I'm at 16.
17?
Yeah.
No.
I will guide them. Right here. At the end of 16. I will guide them. That was the last one. I will turn the darkness before them into light, the rough places into level ground. These are the things I will do, and I will not forsake them. They shall be turned back and utterly put to shame. Who trust in graven images? Who say to molten images, you are our gods? Only fools say that,
Yes.
foolish people. Hear, you deaf, and look, you blind, that you may see. Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger, whom I send? Who is blind as my dedicated one, or blind as the servant of the Most High God?
That goes to show anybody could be blind, even though we know the word. But if we're not careful, we could be blind. Satan always look for a way in. And if you're not watching yourself carefully, it could happen. We have to understand something, and that is we are not of our own. We belong to the Most High God. And he's not going to have it any other way. You know, the only way he's going to have it, he want 100%. That's why we go through what we've gone through, but it's time for us to rejoice and enjoy all of the things he said we would. Go ahead. Yeah. 18, was it 18?
18. No, here, well.
Yeah, it was 18. So
no, it was 20. You want me to read again?
Oh, no. I thought
it was 20.
Okay.
He sees many things, but does not. So this is Isaiah 42 and 20. This is what we are. He sees many things, but does not observe them. His ears are open, but he does not hear.
Oh, that is so true. How many people do we talk to that they can't hear what we're saying? They're blinded by the previous religion. They're blinded by what they grew up to know. They're blinded by man tradition. So, when we think we know, we need to think again.
And that's just like, we all need to humble ourselves. I know I know a lot, but I don't know everything in this whole world. I can't, there's no way you could know it all.
No.
You know what I mean? So when, and this is what, when I read this just now, people don't hear, it seems like I could have a factual proof. I could show them the fact and they still won't hear it. And so it's like some people are just stuck in their ways, and that's just how it is.
But don't get discouraged in planting seeds. When you have an opportunity to speak a word of the Most High God to a person that may not know, you do that. It's not up to us to make them believe. All we have to do is plant the seeds. He said, plant the seeds, I'll water it and make it grow. Mm-hmm. So it's not up to us. They may not wake up that day or that next week or a month or a year, but one day that seed that you plant in them may germinate in them and begin to grow. So don't ever think it's lost, because somewhere in their minds it sits, that seed that you planted. Go ahead.
Where I'm at,
you did 20, 21.
Oh, here, 21. Yeah, the Most High was pleased for his righteousness sake, to magnify his law and make it glorious. But this is a people robbed and plundered. They are all of them trapped in holes and hidden in prisons. They have become a prey with none to rescue, a spoil with none to save, restore.
Now, isn't that us? Whoever who fit this description?
The so-called African Americans. But this is the thing also too. We must understand all African Americans are not Jews. Because you got to understand, we all look alike, but it's all about the heart and how they, whatever they fall into will tell you. And whatever they into will tell you. And I'm only saying that because our land, the Most High God say, your land will be trampled upon.
Yes.
America is the only land that is trampled upon with other nations.
Yes.
America is the only land where foreigners could come over here and rule.
Yes.
Why? Because we are put at the bottom. And it's like you got everybody trying to get rich and compete with that versus just accepting the fact that until time comes, we're gonna get our land back, we're gonna rule again.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But that's where we at today with it.
Yeah, we already started the foundation. You elaborate on that a little bit, because it's not like we just start waking up and just starting to come to who we are. We are already set a foundation for this government. We have already set the morals and the principles and the things that we will accept in a person, a member that come into God's kingdom. This is truly the kingdom of righteousness that we are trying to establish. And with everyone else that feel the same and have the same spirit and wish to serve the Most High God. You know, what we're doing here is not just we began to try and set up a foundation. No, this started day one when we were born. When I was born, he started prepping me for this day. When Chief Atali was born, he was starting to be prepped for this day. It starts at birth. It doesn't just all of a sudden hit you. It's something that grows within you through time. The flesh have to endure and come into the manifestation of the heights in spirituality. You know, so it's a walk. It's nothing that you just grab. Like some people say, like when I was growing up, oh, I received the Holy Spirit last night. I got saved. I'm saved in the Christian religion. I'm saved. All of a sudden, overnight, they saved. So that means you've changed overnight. God worked naturally. Okay? If you're in the natural body, the natural things have to be done in that natural body. Spiritual things has to be done first before it can be manifest into this physical plane that we live in. Go ahead.
Oh, well, man.
Was it 23?
I was on 21.
No.
23, yeah. Who among you will give ear to this? Who will give their ear?
Yeah.
You give your ear, you got 2 ears. So you need to listen more than you talk.
Yes.
Who among you will give ear to this? Will attend and listen, Shemai, that's listen in Hebrew. Who will Shemai for the time to come? Who will listen for the time to come? Who? Who gave up Jacob to the spoiler and Israel to the robbers? Yes. They came and our whole land is robbed right now. It's defiled, it's trampled upon, it's like it's like somebody coming to your house right now and they move their family in and they just living, they put you in a doghouse and yeah, you still stand on your property, but you on a little piece of your property. It's real bad right now.
And people everything is against you.
Yeah, everything against you. You can't even go in the refrigerator. They ain't let you do nothing. Who among you will give ear to this, will attend and listen for the time to come? Who gave up Jacob to the spoiler and Israel to the robbers?
Who gave up Jacob?
Esau.
Yes, Esau, his brother, his twin brother.
But not only Esau, it was other nations too.
Oh,
all nations too.
They did.
It's mainly every kingdom gave us up. The whole world went against us.
And they put us at the
bottom.
The
whole world went against us.
Yeah.
Was it not the Most High against whom we have sinned?
Yes.
In whose ways they would not walk, and whose law they would not obey? So he poured upon the heat of his anger, and the might of battle is set him on fire round about. But he did not understand. It burned him, but he did not take it to heart.
Yeah. See, he went through all kinds of hell. But they still didn't wake up.
Yeah.
He
And then,
continued.
and that's basically what he's saying is a hard head. And I know that that's me. Like I know I had a hard head when I was little. Like you could tell me something. I could get hurt and I could feel the pain. And I don't care. I'm still going forward. And then that's like I felt the burn, and it's like you gotta learn from it unless you're gonna repeat.
Yes.
So yeah, we gotta learn from those mistakes.
We either learn from the mistake the first time or repeat it for a lifetime. So it's up to us, people, what we do with our soul. Because right now, you need to be fighting for your soul if you're not. When I say fighting for your soul, you have to realize there are tricks of the devil, and we got to change that. We can't allow the tricks of the devil to come up against us and change us. Many of us, our family is divided. When we find the Most High, they think we don't have a God anymore. They don't understand because it's their tradition. We grew up Christianity. We grew up under Jesus. We didn't know. And now when we tell the truth, oh, you hate Jesus. No, I don't hate Jesus. I don't hate anyone. The thing is, you need to know who you are. But when we talk about who we are, we're called anti-Semitic. How could we be anti-Semitic and we are the Semitics? How could we be that? How could we? So now they're starting to fight back at people who say they're Hebrews because now they're calling you an enemy to Israel. You're enemy to the Jews. No, we're not. We're not enemies to anyone. It's just that we're trying to take our place and sit at the table where we belong. We want our identity back. And if we got to fight for it, don't worry. We don't have to. Our Father said he will do it for us. He said, I will fight your battle. I'll fight your battle. You just stand firm on my word and do what thus saith the Most High God, and he will fight your battle. And he have been fighting our battle all the way. He does not and cannot lie. Do you want to go on to a little bit more? Because it still reads into what we were reading on chapter 42.
43.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah chapter 43. But now thus says the Most High God, he who created you, O Jacob, he who formed you, O Israel, Yasharallah, fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through fire, you shall not be burned, and the flame shall not consume you.
Stop right there. Stop right there, Chief. Now, he's telling you right there, you're going to be around a lot of danger, but it will not hurt you. Many things are going to come your way and you're going to look like you're going to lose. One thing you got to remember, Satan will show you the worst scenario in any situation, but you got to remember it's not what it looked like. Satan will show you you've lost. You might as well give up. You're not going to make it. You're not going to win. Just stop right now. But it's not what it looked like. Don't look at your situation as a failing. Don't look at your situation the way it portrayed in the world. You have to realize that it's nothing but a mirage, because Satan will show you where you've lost. And you have to know that it's Satan. He's a liar, and the truth not in him. Go ahead.
I will return for you people's exchange.
3, I think.
3, no. Oh yeah. For I am the Most High, your God, the Holy One of Israel, your Savior. I give Egypt as your ransom, Ethiopia and Seba in exchange for you, because you are precious in my eyes and honored, and I love you. I love you too, YAHAWA.
Yes.
I give men in return for you, peoples in exchange for your life. Fear not, for I am with you. I will bring your offspring from the east, and from the west I will gather you. I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, do not withhold. Bring my sons from afar, and my daughters from the end of the earth, everyone who is called by my name, whom I created for my glory, whom I formed and made. Bring forth the people who are blind, yet have eyes, who are deaf, yet have ears. Let all the nations gather together, and let the peoples assemble. Who among them can declare this and show us the former things? Let them bring their witness to justify them, and let them hear and say, it is true.
Yes, every man must be persuaded in his own mind.
And they saying that now it is true by admitting that we are who we say we are, that the Jews, who the true Jews is.
And it's coming out, it's coming out more and more. People are starting to learn and find out. I mean, all the Gentiles are starting to listen now, because people are now being cut off. When our people, the rappers, the people that has a lot of fame, they're starting to come out. What's his name? Kanye West. And there's a football player that just recently came out, but they are called anti-Semitics because they say who they are. They don't want us to claim who we are, our identity. Let me tell you something. They can't stop us this time. We failed many times in history. Over and over, we were persecuted and we failed. But this is our time to win, because the yoke is broke off Judah's neck. And he said, I'm going to take the covering off the nations. So it's our time. The Gentiles who didn't know any better, they're starting to learn. People who thought that the African Americans are the lowest thing in the world, because in every city there's a ghetto filled with Black people. So that was all a conspiracy. It was a conspiracy. That's what it was. And it was set forth to do just what it did, bring God's children down. But now we're rising up again, people. Go ahead. I think you're on 10.
Justify and say it's true, yeah. You are my witness, says the Most High God, and my servant whom I have chosen, that you may know and believe me and understand that I am He. Before me no God was formed, nor shall there be any after me. I am the Most High, and besides me there is no Savior. I declared and saved and proclaimed when there was no strange God among you. And you are my witness, says the Most High God. I am the Most High God, and also henceforth I am He. There is none who can deliver from my hand. I work, and who can hinder it? Thus says the Most High, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. For your sake, I will send to Babylon and break down all the bars, and the shouting of Chaldeans will be turned to lamentations.
Wow, that's amazing. We're just going to do a few more scripture down to 19.
Okay. I am the Most High God, your Holy One, the Creator of Israel, your King. Thus says the Most High, who makes a way in the sea, a path in the mighty waters, who brings forth chariot and horse, army and warrior. They lie down they cannot rise. They are extinguished, quenched like a wick, like a fire put out.
My.
Remember not the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I am doing a new thing. I'm going to read that again.
Yes, that is.
Remember not the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I am doing a new thing.
Oh my God! Finish that scripture.
That right there.
That talk about that.
Yeah. I want to speak on that.
Finish it though.
Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? Let me read that again. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it?
That's what's happening now.
He's doing a new thing.
He's doing a new thing in us. A people going to rule who the world thought less than. Okay, we're the one that's thought less than. All over the world, we are thought less than. We are the poorest. We're in ghettos. But these are the children of the Most High God. You understand what you have done to God's children? Do you realize what you got coming to you? Do you realize no matter what you do to his children, you cannot win now? It's our time. It's our time to rise. This is the time in history where we are. He said it all right here. Read it again, 19.
19. 1 minute. That was 19?
Yeah. It's just over again.
No, that wasn't 19.
Yeah, behold, I'm doing a new thing.
Behold. Oh, it is. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? With a question mark. Do you not perceive it?
Don't you understand?
You don't perceive it?
Yeah.
I'm doing a new thing. You know what I mean? Like, what? Y'all don't get it. He doing a new thing. Like, and he's like, and before that, he even said, remember not the former things.
Yeah, not the former things.
Nor consider the things of old.
Okay. He's talking about the former things in our lives, what we have gone through personally. You know, don't dwell on all that. And don't dwell on our ancestors, how they paid such a tremendous price. Let's dwell on now.
Yeah.
Dwell on what's going on now.
And then that's another thing I want to touch on. It say, remember not the former things. It say, nor consider the things of old. Yeah. So a lot of people, they like to say our ancestors, they played with the universe and did all of this. They had the stars come closer. They made it rain. They did all kind of. Those are like, that's like it's like sorcery kind of, depending on how what you talking about, what you trying. That's sorcery, point blank. That's sorcery.
When you get into astrology too much and too deep, it can be evil. So be careful, all of you who believe in astrology. He warns us against that, astrology. I know that our scientists and our great thinkers have to know the stars to be able to decipher time. I realize that. But as a people who just studying astrology for some kind of benefit from it, don't do it. It's the form of witchcraft. So anyway, I think we've covered where we are now pretty well much. And I just pray that you all received the message. I hope that we were able to enlighten you to some things that you may not have understood completely or didn't know. And many of you are well read. Our members are very bright into the Most High God and well read, but there are those who are not. So when we preach or read something to you, it's not because we're trying to belittle you, because you're probably teachers yourself, but we're trying to reach those who may not understand like you do. And, you want to reflect on that, Chief?
Well, I just want to say too, trust more in YAHAWA, because I know a lot of people don't believe in them. So I know we here to strengthen that strength of his belief, to believe in him. YAHAWA. That's his name.
Yes.
And we need to believe in him more and just go at him a little bit more. And I'm only saying that because I realize a lot of people, and I'm gonna say on the outside of our tribe, they really don't think it's a God. They really don't think it's a God. Like they doing magic, they doing witchcraft, voodoo, hoodoo, voodoo, 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 codoo,
and all of
they doing all kind of stuff.
All of you who are members of Tribal Services, all of you, I know some of you may be dabbling in magic. Don't do it. It will take you away from the Most High, not to him. I know through Christianity, they learned that, that part where he says he was going to give the powers to the churches. I forgot exactly how it said, but this is not what you think it is. When he give power to the church, usually he's talking about the priests. The priest's supposed to move up a ways and let the people know things that they didn't know before. But so far as, we got to be careful. We've got to be very careful as to what we're doing with our lives, because now you may run out of time, because there's going to be a time when it's going to be too late. It's going to be said too late. And I hope it's not already too late. Chief Atali had said this a day ago, that he believed that the time is real close, if not even now, where people, it's going to be too late to cry out. It's going to be too late to get your soul in order and be saved. The world, why gain the whole world and the riches of the world and lose your soul? You can't even take your riches with you. Mm-hmm. So what's the use in all these things, all these worldly things? The only thing Satan used all that for is to keep you sinning, because he know if God's children sin, that they could defeat them. And it's the only way we could be defeated is through sin. And there's a place in here that says that.
I just want to say too, we need to watch our spirits and watch what we put in our spirits, because it's gonna leave with us. And I'm only saying that too, like whatever you put in your heart, that's what you're gonna feel after death, or whatever the case may be. You're gonna feel it in the spirit world. So it's like, if I can't take this phone with me, I can't take this Bible with me, I can't take this computer with me. But what I could take is everything what I'm telling y'all and everything that's in here. I could take this with my mind. Is my world. This travels with me. So it's like, this is only my vehicle. This is my car. This is my Lamborghini. I see my Lambo.
Yes, it is.
My mind is the driver. My mind is the driver. So my mind is driving this car. So I could take this car through turmoil. You know what I mean? I could literally take this car down turmoil. I could.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You could.
So, and I also want to touch on the Levites. We do need the Levites. Yes. And I know that's where a lot of the magic comes in at, through the Levites.
Yes, it
and
does.
We understand that the Levites, they do like to play with magic. It's like we understand they used to use it back in the day with our ancestors fighting when we was fighting battles. They used to cast off spells in the beginning or whatever. They'll be up there casting the spells off, and Judah will come right behind them. So I'm only saying that to say we need our priests, our Levite priests, to literally tighten up. And then even if you have a congregation or group, you got to tighten them up. We need our Levite priests to believe more in YAHAWA and less in their magic.
Yes.
Literally. And we understand that they do believe in the Most High God. But we just be so torn between the two, because we like, how you believe in the Most High God when you playing with, I don't understand. And then with us, everything that we have done this strictly off of YAHAWA.
Yes.
We didn't do this any kind of other way.
Yes.
Strictly off of YAHAWA.
Yes.
Strictly. And it's like, most people do not believe that. They just don't believe it. They like, what?
How do you know that?
What?
Well, let me say this. This might help them understand a little bit about us. how we began is when we were born, but we didn't know it then. But the Most High told me to tell my people who they are. And that was the beginning right there of us finding the Most High God. Because when I went into research, because I didn't want to tell my people that we're all slaves, and that's the only thing we ever known. Even in history, in a school, they didn't go no further than slavery. All we knew that we were slaves. That's all they would tell us. And then they put that bad movie out, Roots, and really tore our hearts apart. But God told me to tell them who they are. When I started my research, I first found the Igbo tribe, the Igbo tribe in Africa, and they're a limbo tribe, Igbo and limbo. I may be saying it wrong, but there are tribes that have been practicing since they've been in exile in Africa. They're not from Africa. They ran there to escape persecution, and they have never stopped doing liturgical duties for the Most High God. They never stopped. They have continuously carried on all of the tradition and the culture of the Most High God. And that's quite different from what the Jewish people are doing. That is not the same. We are the bloodline. We carry the blood of the Most High within us. Do you understand that all of us who are called African Americans are the true Israelites, Hebrew Israelites? We're the ancient ones. And now I know why they call us the ancients, because we carried the blood. We can be no other way. We can have no happiness in this world other than under the Most High God. When I was a young woman, I tried to have fun. I went out into the world, tried to do as the world did. I loved to dance. And when I was through dancing, I was ready to go home. And I remember my friends saying, "You ready to go home already? We just got here." And I remember the place be crowded, but I'm sitting in a corner by myself, feeling so alone. And I tried that. I tried to intervene and be part of the world, but I never could be part of the world. I never felt right with the so-called friends I had or the associations that I was involved in. So when you are strange like that, it's for a reason. You're not here to satisfy the world. You're not here to just have fun and pleasure. You're not here to make the world see you as a celebrity. Because what good is being all of that when there's something much better in the spiritual realm? Don't you want to live eternity out? Don't you want to be here all the time, not just in your fleshly time? Don't you want to live a joyful? I can't even imagine how wonderful it is to live in the kingdom, the true kingdom of God. But I know that my joy is not here in this world. I know I'm not even part of this world. I feel like an alien sometimes because I'm so different from the world. Not just me, my seed. He said, your seed and your seed are the chosen ones. I said, Father, how could that be? I said, my seed, I said, they're living in the world, but I didn't know at that time they were trying to be like the world.
I remember when you told us that too. What year was that when you told us that?
2015.
Yeah.
I'll never forget.
She said that, right? And I was in the streets around that time. And I was like, what? Like, I was like, woman, you crazy.
Doing your rapping?
I was like, you crazy. Like, for real, I did not see that, like, for real. But now I understand where we at, and I believe her, and I believe her more and more. But at that time period, I could not see it. I was like, y'all crazy. And it was a few more members, family members vouching for her. Like, yeah, we are. And then I did my own research and I started getting into it. And then I woke up 2016. It was 2015 when I woke up. I want to say you told us it
was the end of 2000.
Your seeds and your seed. That was like in 2014, I want to say. In the Hebrews, when we found you said you were Hebrews, that was in 2015.
Right. Yeah. It was in that order.
And so I'm like, yeah, I don't know, but I know the Most High YAHAWA, He is working with and I know whoever He working with, I'm working with them. That's how. If He working with you, I'm working with you.
And I'm working with you, if you with me.
Yeah.
We all working together on one accord. And let me tell you something, we as real as it comes. I don't think you can get more real. I'm not saying that we are so much better or whatever, but I'm saying we sold out. We sold out to the Most High, and we can't help it. We love Him, and we want you to know Him so you could love Him too, because He lived within us. He walked with us every day. He protect us behind our back. You know, He protect us from things we can't see. You know, so there's no better life than that. I have a peace that I've never had before under Jesus. I have a peace where it's just unbelievable how the peace that He gives you.
I want to speak on that piece too. Like, I got that shalom too. I got that shalom too. And what she said too with Christians, like this Chief Harcher, this is my mother. She raised us up believing in Christianity, like literally our whole like
preaching it,
like since. So I literally was taking it in truthfully, but you know, I got into the world, I got into the street, and it was like I was indulging in it. So it was like, even though I was in the street, I still kept those true words with my heart. I was not faking with it. So it's like, what I understand, Christianity is a wrong religion, wrong doctrine. But if you believe, if you trying to live upright wholeheartedly in it, it will do you some justice. But is Christianity fake? Yes, it is fake. But if the Most High work, He brought us from, He's like, okay, you passed level 1. Y'all know the Christianity ain't that, y'all. So we on to the next level because of our hearts guided us to that next level. But if we were faking in Christianity, we would not have ever made it to this level.
No.
You see what I mean?
We would not have made it to this level if we were faking it. But this is the thing. When you are in this world and you are lost, you feel lost, people who belong to the Most High, I believe the remnant was born His. Some of us choose to do evil instead of good. And when we do that, that's such a horrible loss. That's a terrible loss when we decide to do our thing, our will, instead of His will. But in coming to Him as a family, see what Christianity did, as Chief Tali was saying, it taught us the word. I learned the Bible stories. I learned, I had studied it for like 30 years before I even came into the Most High. So I knew the stories of the Bible, but it was confusion. And when I learned who I was, the Bible became simple. It became clear. You know, it came alive in me. And so I had to relearn the Bible all over again. But it wasn't hard because I knew the stories already and I knew how to put them together. So it helped me a lot through Christianity, learning the Bible, because I learned it. I didn't go to church to learn the Bible. I learned it from the television ministries and through studies. And I learned chapter by chapter, verse by verse. So I learned the whole stories of these characters. And I was able to put it together better once we came into our true identity. So I don't want to hold them too long.
I wanted to say too, a lot of people get discouraged and say the Bible is made up and it's fake and stuff like that. And I do get it, right? But it's like, it's more on the spiritual thing too. You got to understand the Most High got to work with your heart. He got to work. You got to be real truthful to Him. You got to search and seek with your full heart. You can't go halfway. Oh, I tried to look, I ain't see it, or whatever. Like if she tell me go look for the remote, I'll go and
Yeah.
look for it and say, oh, I ain't see it. That mean it's the same way with you gotta look for it for
Yes.
real. You gotta search for it.
Like you search for silver and gold.
You gotta look for it. Where he at? Where he at? Where the God at? Huh? Huh? Where the real God? Huh? Where he at? You gotta search like that, be all in the camera.
Yes.
And I'm only saying that too, because he said, if you read it, really read it, he told Moses, he told us in the Old Testament, follow only the minor prophets.
Yes.
Now the minor prophets is only the Old Testament. Those are the minor prophets. Everybody in the New Testament, those are apostles. So he never told us to follow apostles. Another thing, the New Testament is also considered Greek mythology. And I'm only saying that because it's mythology with Jesus Christ and all that. It's like, it's a little bit iffy. So that's mythology. Another key point, the Old Testament, the Torah, which is the Old Testament, the Hebrews wrote. They had to translate it out of Hebrew.
Into Greek.
So when it comes to the New Testament started in Greek. We're not Greeks. We are Hebrews. We are Israelites. We are, Ibaraya. That's what we are. So it's like we gotta realize where the trickery is coming in this Bible, how they trying to play us. And not only that, with the New Testament, I'm not saying that it is truth in it. It's truth in it. But the truth have been manipulated to fit them in their world.
You said it all right there. That is so true. And I want to say one more thing about Jesus. You know, I thought that Jesus was portraying the Messiah, our Messiah. But when he took on an image, he became an idol god. Okay? Because the image of Jesus Christ is a picture of the Pope's son, Caesar Borgia. Yeah. And when he took on that image is an idol god. So that is not, I cannot portray Jesus as the son of the Most High and thinking, oh, they just changed his name. No, they didn't just change his name. They made a new God. He didn't just change the name of the Messiah. That's what they want you to think. But he became a new God when he took on form. He took on a person. He took on a picture, an idol. Okay? So he is not the same as I used to think that Jesus portrayed the Messiah. No, it's totally different. He's a totally new God. And I know a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, but I'm saying it because it's true. And I'm not easy to believe. Believe me. I'm very stubborn, and I have to know what I'm talking about before I say it. So I want to say thank you all so much for listening to us. And I'm going to ask Chief Atali to say an ending short prayer, if you don't mind.
Thank you, Most High God, YAHAWA. We ask for you to guide us and protect us, be with all of our tribal members.
Yes,
Father. Be with all of our tribal citizens. We ask for you to guide us and protect us on this journey.
Yes.
For only you know where we're going and where we're headed.
Thank you.
We ask for you to be with every member, be with their family members, be with the ones who are yours, but they can't hear, they can't see. Be with them also.
Yes, Father.
Be with them, Most High God. And we ask for you to guide us and be with our nation, be with the tribe of Judah, be with the Yuchii Kusso Mvskoki, be with Edisto, be with all of the whole, be with the Southeast, be with the whole world. We ask for you to be with us. Be with the Lemba tribe, be with Zimbabwe. We ask for you to guide us and protect us and just guide us to our destination. May the spirit of YAHAWA enjoin on all of us. Yes. We thank you and we praise you and we glorify your name. Yes. We thank you, Most High God. Be with us on these court cases, which we have next week coming up, Most High God. Only you know where we will be and where we're going. We ask for you to guide us and just be with us in every single which way, in every decision, in every direction.
Thank you.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.
I'm Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash Haya Shamka Yahawa Hamalakwaf Nawa Taba'a Ratazaya Nawa Haya Isha Ba'arataza Kowo Haya Baishamayim Lathamba Nawa Lakam Kal Yawam Katsalak Nawa Kabawaf Yanawa Wathalak Nawa Kabawaf Yanawa Wala'a Tabaya Nawa Ban Nasaya Wan Abal Hawashaya Nawa Mayan Rai Kayai Lanawa Hamalaf Wala Allah Wahataya Paraf Wa Awalam Yum Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.